Hi there, and welcome to Ian's Engage channel. I'm Ian. In previous videos, I've shown how I've performed testing of different track layouts, leading to the conclusion that I needed to upgrade from Setrack points to Streamline points in my goods and marshalling yard areas, in order to avoid derailment issues in certain situations. In this video, I'm going to show how I've redesigned the track plan to use only Streamline points and explain how the change has affected various areas of the layout. While some of the tests I performed didn't exactly reflect actual areas on the layout, they demonstrated what I considered to be worst case scenarios. The tests showed that when using Setrack points, back-to-back and S-curve arrangements were top of the list when it came to causing derailments. In the previous video, I showed how I was working on version 40 of the plan, but since then I've completely redesigned the layout, so I'm now presenting version 41. During this video, I'll compare the differences with version 39 of the plan, which is where I was mostly using Setrack points in the marshalling yard and goods yard areas. Another point to note is that my plan uses Pico code 80 track, as I still want to use Setrack curves on the inner and outer loops, although this may change as I get more confident with securing curved flexible track onto a foam base. Anyway, in the current plan I've removed all of the Setrack points and have replaced them with medium radius Streamline points, apart from one which I'll discuss later. This has meant a complete track redesign with almost every piece of track being changed, although the plan has actually remained broadly the same. The double loops have been slightly reconfigured, with the two spacer track sections being removed between the two crossover sections. The Setrack crossover on the inner loop has been replaced, and the curved Setrack point that was being used to enter the marshalling yard from the east of the inner loop has also been replaced, but this time by a straight medium radius Streamline point. These changes have brought the loops close together, although after a few tweaks to the curves to make the points fit, this has had the effect of bringing the outer loop a little closer to the edge of the baseboard, which I'm not completely happy about. In the marshalling yard itself, I was surprised at how little difference changing the Setrack points to medium Streamline points has made. The length of storage between the points hasn't changed significantly, and using the larger points has actually saved space by bringing the marshalling yard lines closer together, which has given more space to model the quarry itself. This is undoubtedly because I'm now confident enough to put the Streamline points back to back and in S-curve formations, knowing that rolling stock will be able to navigate them without issue. The tracks into the quarry area have also been changed to allow for empty wagons to be filled and full wagons to be stored, along with a siding to store the quarry pilot loco. Moving on to Shelfington goods yard, the siding lengths have been reduced considerably because of the space required to install Streamline points. This wouldn't have been as bad if I didn't want to have runarounds for each siding, which meant I needed to provide a space for head shunts for 3 of the lanes. However, there should still be enough room to store a few box vans and parcel vans when required. Over in Shelfington TMD, switching to the Streamline points hasn't made too much difference at all. There definitely appears to be plenty of room to provide sidings for things like refuelling, washing and other maintenance facilities. Moving into the south of the layout and Sill Harbour, the short siding intended to store the Sill Harbour pilot loco is still long enough to do the job after replacing the Setrack point. I'm also happy with the main line as it loops around towards Sill Hill. However, the passing loop through Sill Harbour Fish Market may need some more work and is not yet set in stone. I'm thinking that with a little more modification to the track in this area, there's a possibility of relocating Sill Harbour Station between the main line and the passing line. This is appealing, as relocating Sill Harbour Station would allow me to add 1 or 2 extra lanes to Sill Fiddle Yard. As it stands, Sill Fiddle Yard remains unchanged, as it was always configured with Streamline points. Okay, so that brings me back to the only Setrack point left in the plan. This is a right-handed curved Setrack point used on the inner loop to exit Mantlethorpe Station. Unfortunately, after many attempts, I've not been able to change this to an equivalent Streamline point and keep the track formation that I want. Basically, the problem is that the radius of the smallest curved Streamline point is simply too large to be fitted into this area. Normally, I'd move the location of the point further southward to give more space for the curve. But in this instance, I can't because it would take it onto an incline, and I really don't want points to be installed on inclines. Another alternative would be to turn Mantlethorpe Station into a terminus, which is definitely a strong possibility and makes sense in many ways. Of course, I'll be testing the suitability of the curved Setrack point before committing to any plan, so you can expect another test track experiment happening at some point in the future. However, if the point could be changed to a Streamline equivalent or removed completely, then this would allow for the potential of using Code 55 track. This would mean ditching Setrack curves too, which at the moment I'm not completely comfortable with. Okay, I think that covers pretty much all of the track plan changes for this update. If you can see any potential problems or improvements, then please let me know. Alternatively, if you've got any hints, tips, useful tools or techniques to pass on to a beginner in Engage modelling, or if you simply want to say hello, then please do so in the comments section. Anything and everything you've got to say will be greatly appreciated. In the meantime, thanks ever so much for watching. Hopefully I'll have another update soon. Bye.